Alright, today I'm working on, of course I got to modify something. So, I've got the Kimco 300. It's, I believe it's a 2013, last year's model. I'm going to put a winch mount on it. The cleanest place that I've been able to find, this is the main bumper bracket that goes on the front. There's actually 6 bolts. 2 at the bottom, 1, 2, and then 2 on either corner there, 3, 4, and then up at the top that mounts to the top rack right there, 5, 6, and there might be 2 more right there. Yeah, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8 actually. Never mind. 8 bolts to hold that on. I took those off. The front bumper goes right here like this. Kind of hard to get that in there, but that goes right there like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it right above this front bumper. Right there. These vents right here don't serve a whole lot of purpose. They're mainly just looks. There's nothing behind them. The radiator is down lower. I don't want to mount my winch in front of the radiator scoop. See how it's designed right there? That goes right up into the radiator. That way when you're going down the trail, it sucks air through right there, keeps your engine cool. Up behind this, there's nothing. It's, like I said, it's mainly just looks. So, with my winch mounted right here, that'll be perfect. So what I was looking at, let's prop this up. I'm looking at right here, I'm going to weld in a plate right here, straight across, and that's where I'm going to mount my winch, is right here. That will put this goes up right there. It'll put it right there in front of the Kimco brand icon right there. I'll put it right there. So first thing I gotta do is I need to weld a plate right in here, which means I need to clean up the metal. I need to get my welder out, and then we'll make a template to put into there. Alright, I got my templates all made up. Now I just wanted to make sure that it was all going to fit the way I wanted it to. It's going to be a little tight to be able to get the bolts in there, but what I'll do is I'll put the bolts in there first, and I'll lift them out. I'll lift the winch in there, slide it in, and the bolts will fall through, and then I'll be able to bolt it on with the nuts on the outside on the back. And that should work. If not, I may end up putting like an access slot right there and then just welding it on both sides here, but leaving myself one little access there in order to be able to get into the winch itself. But I kind of like this. I made the opening just as big as I needed it to be able to lay this on top so that the cable comes through. Now mind you, I've never built a winch mount, so this will be my first one, trial and error. If this doesn't work, then I'll go back to the drawing board. But let's take all the pieces off of here. Ta-da! And we'll get down to this piece. That's how I made sure that the outside piece for the winch was going to be centered. This is going to get mounted to where it welds up front like that, and then the back goes back that way. It's angled so that it's laying basically flat instead of at an angle with this. I don't want it to be at an angle with this because that'll be aimed up. So actually, yeah, like this. That's how it's going to lay in there, and it'll weld in just like that. And then we take the other pieces. It's this piece. I made it bigger at the bottom just for stability. Let's try to lay that in there. I don't know if it'll stay up right there. Yeah. So see, and then that piece lays in there like that. And the other piece goes on the back side, and then that flat piece on top. And then the winch can go in there and set down. I have so much power. Alright, let me make some other fine-tune adjustments to these templates, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, I transferred everything to the metal here. I'm using, this is 3/16 thick, so it's not quite quarter, it's a little bit thinner. The winch mounts are actually thinner than this stuff. if you go and buy one for the 2,500 pound. I don't have a diamond cutter, so I can't cut this square out, so I'm actually just gonna cut the whole piece out right there. And what these are is, these are the access panels. This is for the winch cable, and then this is for a bolt that's on the bottom side of the winch. It looks like a little man standing there, and he's got his arm hanging out. Okay, anyway. Here's the other piece here. So this is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to get these cut out right now. Alright, I got all my pieces cut. I have not tacked this in place. This actually just fits on there nice, and then I balanced it on top of a magnet. So it's ready for me to tack weld it into place. I'm going to tack weld all of this stuff first before I make any serious welds. That's what you should do anyway. So there's that. This will end up looking just like this on the front of that, like I showed you with the template. So there we go. Yeah. I'm just going to make sure that the winch will fit right there without hitting that bar, and then I'll be good to go ahead and tack weld this together. Alright, I got it tacked and welded the rest of the way together. Went ahead and smoothed off the edges. And, like I wanted, the winch will go in there, like that. And then, whatever this is called, you guys know what it's called. That mounts right there. And I like it because it protects the cord, the cable. The only thing it doesn't protect is this on the outside, but then I got to mount the wiring, so that'll be next. I'm going to get this painted so it'll start drying. Alright, I let that dry for a little bit. I got the winch, I got the front bumper, and what I did, remember earlier I said that these do nothing? There's actually a whole box, so air does flow through those. I'm going to mount the control box right to the inside right here. I don't think it's going to restrict enough airflow, but I think it's a good spot because I really don't get this part of my four-wheeler too far into the water anyway. And it's sealed anyway, so that's not going to pose a problem. The wiring runs up through here. The exhaust is on the other side. So it's actually right behind the gear selector. And then it runs right through here, up here. And I'm going to bring it under the seat and then straight out, because my battery is in the back there. But that's how I'm going to run that. So let me go ahead and get this mounted up real quick. Alright, I got everything mounted. Everything bolted in. Through the breather that's in there, came through, and I cut a hole here so that these can come through. That way they don't stick out all over the place. The hook, I was going to try to find the end of this cable to pull the cable out so that the hook can go through. Well, that hook does actually fit through here. This is a Harbor Freight winch, and it does fit through here. So don't try to take that stuff apart like I tried, but I failed. So I was able to get the hook through there. You got to push the hook through and then twist it a little bit and then feed the cable through a little bit, and then it just barely pops through there. They did that really good. Like I said, the cables ran through, and I've got the cable ran to here. Got it hooked over to one side right there, zip tied in, and then it goes back there and connects to the battery. Red goes to the positive, black goes to the negative. And then I've got it zip tied there. I've got it zip tied right inside here somewhere, and then that feeds all the way through into that control box. But the control box wires, I've got those taut or tight so that they don't hang or get in the way of anything. Now what I got to do now is I got to take the original bumper and I've got to fit it up in there. Well, there's a little bit of cutting I may have to do to get this to fit directly in there. Not much, but I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to set that right there. Alright, I got it coiled back up, and got my D-ring on there, and I've got my, what's that called, a snatch block with a hook, and I've got my tree saver. All that just came in the mail today. Woo! So now I'm ready. I won't be hurting nothing out there in the woods. I'm very happy with my mount and the way that it turned out. It looks kind of professional. Just a little bit. Here we are. Alright, so go mount you a winch mount. Make you a winch mount and get it set up. I gotta go test this hopefully next weekend or the weekend after. We're not gonna get to go this weekend because my wife's is in the shop because the lights don't work. We haven't been doing any night riding, but sooner or later we might be night riding, so that needs to be fixed, especially on a new Kimco. So that's it. Go mount you a winch on your four-wheeler and go out and have a good time. Please rate, comment, give me some thumbs up for making my own winch mount. Something completely different from what I'm normally building. So there we are. You guys have a good night. See you guys next time. Good day too, wherever you are.